Hello there and welcome. I'm so happy you're here to learn with me today. We're going to look at 5 English words to describe quality, from terrible to amazing. This is so much better than just saying good and bad. Let's get started.
Okay, let's dive right into this. We often use the simple words good and bad, but English has so many better words you can use. In this explainer, we'll take a step-by-step journey up a scale of intensity. We're going to start at terrible and move all the way up to amazing, using simple, clear English.
Our first word is awful. 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 Awful simply means very bad. It's at the absolute low end of the scale. Picture a meal at a restaurant that is so bad you can barely even finish it. It just tastes completely wrong. Well, that terrible feeling, that is what we call awful.
Let's look at how to use it. You might say, the service was awful. Here are a couple more simple examples. The weather was awful yesterday. Or, I have an awful headache. Imagine you just finished a really long, difficult day at work, and everything went wrong. You might walk in your front door, sit down heavily on the sofa, and naturally say to your family, I had an awful day.
Now let's move up, just a step above bad. Our second word is mediocre. 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 Mediocre means not bad, but not good either. It's just average, and honestly, a little disappointing. Picture a film that you watch at the cinema. It's perfectly fine while you're watching it, but it's totally forgettable. You don't hate it, but it's nothing special at all.
For example, you can say, the film was mediocre. You could also say, the coffee here is just mediocre. Or maybe, his test grades were mediocre. Imagine you're talking to a friend about a new book you're reading. Your friend asks, is the book exciting? You might shrug your shoulders and say, well, it's just mediocre. I wouldn't really recommend it.
So the difference between these two words is really important, and I want to make sure you never mix them up. Awful is truly bad. It makes you feel upset. But mediocre is just okay, nothing special at all. If a pizza is awful, you throw it straight in the trash. If a pizza is mediocre, you eat it, but you don't really enjoy it. Okay, now let's look at a comfortable middle. Our third word is decent. 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 Decent means good enough. It's solid and acceptable, though not amazing. Picture a meal that perfectly satisfies your hunger. It does exactly what it needs to do without being a super memorable experience. It's just a nice, comfortable meal.
Let's practice this one. You can say, it was a decent meal. Here are 2 more everyday examples. She gets a decent salary. And we found a decent hotel for the night. Imagine you're trying on a new winter jacket in a store. You look in the mirror. It fits well, it's warm, and the price is fair. You smile and think, this is a decent jacket. I'll buy it.
Now what's really interesting here is the emotional turn. Let's look at the difference. Mediocre feels a bit negative and disappointing, but decent actually feels positive. It feels completely solid and perfectly fine. If you say your weekend was mediocre, you felt a bit bored. If you say your weekend was decent, you felt fine and comfortable. All right, let's move above good.
Our fourth word is impressive. Impressive, impressive, impressive. Impressive means good enough to admire. It really makes you stop and notice. Picture watching someone give a presentation. It's so well done and they speak so clearly that you lean forward and actually say, wow. That wonderful feeling of admiration is what makes something impressive. Let's look at an example. Her work was impressive. You could also say, he has an impressive vocabulary, or the view from the top of the mountain was impressive. Imagine a friend learns to play a really difficult song on the guitar after only 1 week. You listen to them play, your eyes go wide, and you say naturally, wow, that was really impressive. And now we reach the very top. Our final word is superb. Superb, superb, superb. Superb means excellent. It's as good as it gets. Picture a meal so wonderful, so beautiful, and so delicious that you'll remember it for years and years. It's the absolute peak of quality. That is superb. As our example sentence shows, the food was superb. You can use this for other amazing things too. The actor gave a superb performance. Or, we had a superb holiday by the sea. Imagine you go to a very special wedding. The music is perfect, the room is beautiful, and everyone is incredibly happy. You look at your friend and say, this is a superb evening.
Let's clearly contrast our final 2 steps to see how this builds to the very top. Impressive makes you stop and admire it, but superb is the absolute best. It's the highest peak of excellence. An impressive car goes very fast and looks great,
but a superb car feels completely magical to drive. Now that you know all 5 of these beautiful words, you can be extremely precise about anything. Look at how perfectly we can describe an entire dinner experience. The starter was awful, the main was decent, but the dessert was truly superb. Do you see how clearly that tells the story?
Okay, let's lock these in. Let's do a rapid final review as we climb the steps together. Step 1. Awful. Very bad. The service was awful. Step 2. Mediocre. Just average. The film was mediocre. Step 3. Decent. Good enough. It was a decent meal. Step 4. Impressive. Makes you admire it. Her work was impressive. And Step 5. Superb. Excellent. The food was superb.
To summarize one last time, these 5 distinct words perfectly map out the scale of quality. Awful is very bad, mediocre is just average, decent is good enough, impressive makes you admire it, and superb is the very best. You now have 5 perfect steps, from terrible all the way to amazing. You did such a great job today. If you want to perfectly remember these words, here's my advice. Shadow this explainer. Shadowing just means you speak out loud, right after me. Watch this explainer once a day for 3 days in a row and say every word and sentence out loud. If you shadow me every day, these words will grow in your mind and you'll completely beat the forgetting curve.
I love teaching you, and I really love hearing from you. So now it's your turn to practice. In the comments, tell me, what's the most superb meal you've ever had? Thank you so much for joining me for this explanator lesson. Have a superb day, and I'll see you tomorrow.